Hello friends, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. In our today's session, we learn about 7th Constitutional Amendment Act, one of the important amendment. So friends, in our crash course for Prelims 2021 Inspire, we are studying polity section. Now before going to start today's session, it's my pleasure to welcome you all on Unacademy, India's largest learning platform, where you will get unlimited access for live and recorded classes, structured courses, and much more. It's me, Rushikesh Inamdar, guiding UPSC aspirants from last 8 years. You can follow me on Unacademy and you can join our Telegram group using this link for daily updates. So friends, we are announcing Unacademy Civil Services Championship. So we are conducting this scholarship test on 13 June between 10 am to 12 pm. So when you will participate in this test, top 50 rankers will get guidance from UPSC's CSE examination from our top mentors. This is absolutely free for all aspirants. You can attempt live test and here is the chance to win amazing prizes after participating in the test. So do not forget to participate in championship. So you will get scholarships or prizes like MacBook, iPhone, iPad and AirPods. Yes, Unacademy is providing 4-in-1 offer for all aspirants. Those who are looking for minimum 1 year of subscription on our platform, they will get printed notes worth rupees 10,000. Sorry. Yes, in this 4-in-1 offer, you will get printed notes worth rupees 10,000 absolutely free with minimum 1 year subscription. In mega subscription offer, you will get extended validity on your subscription. That is, for 1 year subscription, you will get guaranteed validity till next preliminary examination. Those aspirants facing financial constraint, they can opt for loan facility on our platform. So we are providing loans for UPSC subscription on Unacademy. So now you can chase your dream and 10% discount using referral code RBI Live. So friends, you can use code RBI Live to get 10% discount on your subscription. Now those aspirants pursuing their graduation or after their 12th examination, planning to start their preparation for civil services, they can go with our iconic subscription. Yes, Ram Kumar in today's session will learn about 7th Constitutional Amendment Act. So, iconic subscription, you'll get all the features of plus courses like live classes, structured courses, unlimited access for live and recorded classes and weekly tests, along with additional features in iconic course like personal guidance, study planner, study material, expert guidelines and test analysis. So those aspirants, like they are pursuing their graduation or after their 12th examination, planning to start their preparation, it's my suggestion to go with iconic subscription. We have two paid subscriptions like plus and iconic subscription on our platform, where you can use referral code RBI Live to get 10% discount, which means for 2 year subscription with plus course you have to pay only 64,800 rupees after discount, and in iconic subscription you have to pay only 1,04,175 rupees after discount. Yes, friends, we are going to start new batch from 2nd June. Yes, we have 1 year batches, 2 year batches, and revision batches. And those aspirants wants to start their preparation for NCRTs, they can start with our NCRT batches as well. We are also providing free test series for all aspirants and Unacademy combat on every Sunday morning 11 a.m. So you can use code RBI Live to enroll yourself for Unacademy combat and free test series. Now we'll start today's topic, the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act. Yes, friends. So this 7th Constitution Amendment Act, or the 7th Amendment of Indian Constitution, was needed to implement the recommendation of the States Reorganization Commission regarding the reorganization of states on a linguistic basis. So it paved way for doing away classification of states in A, B, C, D categories and introduced of union territories. So friends, this one of the important constitutional amendment, that is 7th constitutional amendment, needed to implement the recommendations of the State Reorganization Commission. So State Reorganization Commission recommended that the state should be created on a linguistic basis. So the areas and boundaries which pertaining to the states and union territories which were present in the first schedule of the Constitution was completely revised to reflect the changes brought in by the reorganization scheme, which means what was earlier like the areas and boundaries of the states and union territories which mentioned in the first schedule of the Constitution was completely revised through this process and to reflect the changes brought in by the reorganization scheme. So there were the classification of states into A, B, C, D categories. So this Constitutional Amendment Act, 7th Constitutional Amendment Act, amended Articles 1, 3, 49, 80, 81, 82, 131, 153, 158, 168, 170, 171, 216, 217, 220, 220, 222, 224, 230, 231 and 232. So under this amendment, the amended articles are these articles amended through this Amendment Act, and also this 7th Constitutional Amendment Act, which inserted articles like 258A, 290A, 298, 350A, 350B, 371, 372A, 378A, and amended Part 8 and Schedule 1, 2, 4 and 7. Now we'll understand how this amendment took place and changed these articles, part and schedules. So now the 4th schedule, which lays down the allocation of seats in the Council of States, was completely revised. Yes. So in the 4th schedule, which describes the allocation of seats in the Council of States, was completely revised with this amendment. Then a new article 258A was inserted to provide that the governor of a state may, with the consent of the government of India, entrust any state functions to the central government or its offices. So, new article 258A was inserted to provide that the governor of state may, with the consent of the government of India, entrust any state function to the central government or its offices. Then Article 81 was revised. Now, the Article 81 has a provision which made readjustment in the allocation of seats to the states and the divisions of each state into territorial constituencies after each census. Yes, the Article 81 has a provision which made readjustment in the allocation of seats to the states and the division of each state into territorial constituencies after each census. So it also provided for a maximum 500 members directly elected from territorial constituencies in the states and a maximum 20 members chosen from union territories to the Lok Sabha as parliament may by law provided. Yes. So the Article 81 was revised to the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act. Then the House of People shall consist of maximum of 500 members directly elected from territorial constituencies in states and a maximum 20 members chosen from the union territories in such a manner as Parliament may by law provide. Yes. Then there is a provision making it possible to appoint the same person as governor for 2 or more states has been added to Article 153. Now, under this Amendment Act, another provision like making it possible to appoint the same person as governor for 2 or more states has been added to Article 153. So, for example, in case of emergency, there are possibility to appoint a governor of one state or 2 or more states, and the provision was added to Article 153. Then Articles 171 and 170 and 171 were amended. Now, the maximum strength of the Legislative Council of the state has been raised from 1/4 to the 1/3 of the strength of the Legislative Assembly of that state. So, as we have discussed in our earlier sessions as well, the unicameral and bicameral legislations in the state. So, the Article 170 and Article 171 were amended through the 7th Constitution Amendment Act, where the maximum strength of the Legislative Council of a state was earlier 1/4 of the total strength of the Legislative Assembly of that state. Now, it increased to the 1/3 of the strength of the Legislative Assembly of that state. So this provision is added into the Constitution, that is Articles 170 and Article 171 were amended. So by amending Article 220, so Article 220 which relaxed the complete ban on practice by retired judges of the high courts and made provisions for the retired judge to practice in the Supreme Court and in any high court other than one in which he was a permanent judge. So the amending Article 220, which relaxes the complete ban on practice. Yes. By retired judges of the high courts and made provisions for the retired judges to practice in the Supreme Court and in any high court other than the one which he was a permanent judge. So this relaxes the provision under Article 220 of the Constitution. Then Article 230. Friends, Article 230 was revised, which enabled the Parliament to extend the jurisdiction of a High Court to exclude the jurisdiction of High Court from any Union territory. Yes, Article 230, which was revised to enable Parliament to extend the jurisdiction of High Court to exclude the jurisdiction of a High Court from any Union territory. Then Article 231 was amended to enable Parliament to establish a common High Court for two or more states. So Article 231 was amended to enable Parliament to establish a common High Court for two or more states. Then Article 240. The Article 240 was revised to make provisions for the peace, progress and good government of the Union Territory of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep, Minicoy and Amini Islands. Yes. So Article 240 was revised to make provisions for the peace, progress and good government of the Union Territory of the Andaman Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands. Yes. So these Lakshadweep, Minicoy and Amini Islands, that is the Lakshadweep Island. Then Article 39 was revised to provide for the administration of a union territory by the president through an administrator to be appointed by him. So the Article 39 was revised to provide for the administration of a union territory by the president through an administrator to be appointed by him. So it also states that the president may appoint the governor of a state as the administrator of an adjoining union territory. So in such a case, the governor appointed shall exercise his functions independently of his council of ministers. So Article 39 was revised to provide for the administration of a union territory by the president through an administrator to be appointed by him. Then a new article Yes, the new article 350A, which states that every state to provide facilities for instruction in mother tongue at the primary stage, to children belonging to linguistic minority groups and empowers the president to issue direction to any state for securing such facilities. So Article 350A was added. Yes, was added into the Constitution, which describes us that every state to provide facilities for instructions in mother tongue at the primary stage to children belonging to linguistic minority groups and empowers the president to issue directions to any state for securing such facilities. The equal opportunity for minority groups is also the foundation provision of our constitution. Then a new article of 350B inserted to the constitution, which provides for appointment for the president to appoint special officers whose duty shall be investigate all matters relating to safeguards provided for linguistic minorities under the constitution and to report the president upon those matters. Yes, which means the provision of special officer for linguistic minorities, that is Article 350B, inserted into the constitution, under which the special officer whose duty shall to investigate all matters relating to safeguards provided for linguistic minorities. So the special officer who will submit the report to the president related to these matters, and this report shall be laid before each house of parliament and sent to the government of states concerned. Then entries relating to legislative lists, to the acquisition and reacquisition of property. So entry 33 of the union list and entry 36 of the state list have been omitted, and entry 42 of the concurrent list has been replaced by a more comprehensive entry covering the whole subject of acquisition and reacquisition of property. So the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act, which deals with this topic. So basically, this 7th Constitutional Amendment Act was needed to make amendments to implement the schemes of state reorganization and also to make some changes in certain provisions of the Constitution relating to high courts judges and the executive power of the union and states, and a few in the legislative lists. So basically 7th Constitutional Amendment deals with all these matters. Just have a recap what was about the complete changes related to the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act. Yes, so this 7th Constitutional Amendment Act needed to implement the recommendations of the State Reorganization Commission regarding the reorganization of the states on a linguistic basis, which paved way for doing away with classification of states ABCD categories and introduced of union territories. So this Constitutional Amendment Act, in which the areas and boundaries which pertaining to the states and union territories which were present in the first schedule of the Constitution was completely revised to reflect the changes brought in by the reorganization scheme. So this 7th Constitutional Amendment Act was amended Articles 1, 3, 49, 80, 81, 82, 131, 153, 158, 168, 170, 171, 270, 216, 217, 220, 222, 224, 230, 231 and 232. So this amendment also inserted articles like 258A, 290A, 298, 350A, 350B, 371, 372A and 378A, and also amended the Part 8 of the Constitution Act, Schedules 1, 2, 4 and 7. Now, in the fourth schedule as well, which lays down the allocation of seats in the Council of States, was completely revised. New Article 258 was also inserted. Then Article 81 was revised, whether people shall consist of maximum 500 members directly elected from territorial constituencies in the states and a maximum 20 members which chosen from the union territories in such a manner as Parliament may by law provide. Then Article 170 and 171 were amended, where the maximum strength of the Legislative Council of a state has been raised from 1/4 to the 1/3 of the strength of the Legislative Assembly of that state. Then the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act was amended Article 220 related to the practice by retired judges of high courts. Then Article 230 was revised to enable Parliament to extend the jurisdiction of a high court to exclude the jurisdiction of a high court from any union territory. And Article 131 was amended to enable Parliament to establish a common high court for 2 or more states. Then Article 240 was revised to make provisions for the peace of progress and good government of the Union Territory of Andaman Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. Then Article 339 was revised to provide the administration of a Union Territory by the President through an administrator. The new Article 350A, which states that every state to provide facilities for instruction in mother tongue at primary stage to children belonging to linguistic minority groups, and empowers the President to issue directions to any state for securing such facilities. Article 350B is talked about the special officers for linguistic minorities to investigate all matters relating to the safeguards provided under the Constitution for linguistic minorities. Then the entries related to legislative lists to the acquisition and reacquisition of property. So overall, this amendment was needed to make amendments to implement the scheme of state reorganization and also to make some changes in certain provisions of the constitution which relating to high court judges, the executive power of the union and the state, and few in the legislative lists. So friends, here we can summarize this 7th Constitutional Amendment Act 1956. Now just remember the points. The provision of having a common high court for 2 or more states was introduced. Abolition of class A, B, C, D states. 40 states and 6 union territories were formed. And introduction of union territories. So friends, that's it for today's session. Do not forget to enroll with our paid courses like Plus and Iconic subscription. You will get 10% discount using referral code RBI Life. So 24 month subscription for Plus, you will get in only 64,800 rupees, and Iconic subscription in 1,04,175 after the discount. So you can use code RBI Life to get 10% discount. Do not forget to enroll yourself for free test series where we will cover complete general studies and current affairs part. You can use code RBI Life to unlock the test and Unacademy Combat. We are conducting on every Sunday morning 11 a.m. You can enroll yourself. It's absolutely free. You can enroll yourself using code RBI Life. And this combat is available in Hindi and English medium. So friends, those who are looking for scholarship, they can participate, and you can also check your progress through participating with other aspirants, and it's a good opportunity to track your study for UPSC CSE. So friends, and these are the new batches we are going to start from 2nd June. So keep studying, keep learning, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe Unacademy videos. See you in the next lecture with new topic in our series of lectures for Crash Course 2021 Inspire. Friends, take care of yourself, family and your near dear ones. Stay home, stay safe. All the best.